the wind's not coming off. Okay, so I brought a selection of batteries with me. We'll start with the batteries that it states it should use, and that is a 2S 1000mAh battery. This is a JST connector on it, and because of the accident I had the other day, what I'm now doing, which was recommended by someone on Facebook when I posted up what had happened, I've painted the black side of the red plug black, so you can see the red and the black. I know it's got the black wire going in it, but I made a mistake, and anything that helps me prevent doing that again I will use. So that's black all over, that's red all over, should help. Now this is recommended for this, so it sits in the battery bay quite loosely. This is a good design. This lip holds the canopy in place, and this cutout holds the battery in place. I'll show you that now by pushing that in there. I'll grab the plane, go vertical with it, a few rolls upside down, inverted flight, all that sort of stuff. You come back, and lo and behold, the battery's still exactly where I left it. So that's good. And that's what it recommends. I also have some 1300mAh 2S, a little bit longer flight time. Slightly fatter battery, but it still fits. Canopy still goes on well. Battery still in place. This is a good option. I will need XT60 to JST converter, not a problem, so I can use these. So this is a 1000mAh 3S, more power. And that's a nice fit in there, that's a snug fit. Canopy fits well, and therefore it's going to hold it in place. Take it out. Yep, 3S 1000mAh fit perfectly. Good option. And it's a good option because this has a 20 amp ESC in it, and the specs on the 20 amp ESC are showing it will peak at 30 amps burst for 10 seconds, but it is designed for a 2 to 4 cell LiPo. 3S sits right in the middle of that. Now I happen to have here, this is for the Cessna TTX, a 1300 3-cell. Now that would give me more power and more time, but it doesn't fit. Not without foam hacking, and I'm not getting into foam hacking right now. So that gives me a good selection of batteries that I can mix and match with. That's great, so I'm happy with those. The question is, how am I going to balance the C of G? Well, I think I'm going to balance the C of G using the 1000 3S, putting that in there. Receiver's not in there yet, so let's grab a receiver. Well, this needs a 6-channel receiver, so I'm going to use an AR620. I'll go and get that because I want to position it, put the prop on, measure the C of G and see where we are with it. I've got a new tool to help me measure the C of G. I've actually had it for quite a while and forgot about it until I was left a comment saying that someone picked one up from eBay. I've actually had this one lying around for a long time. It's a metal one, so it's good quality. Digital readout, at the moment I've got it set on millimeters, 45mm, which is the centre of gravity for this thing. from the leading edge, and it is from this part of the wing, not from here but from here. So what I've done is I've measured that, set this at the leading edge and marked the C of G just by putting a little dent in there, and I've done the same on this side. Leading edge and mark the C of G. Leading edge, mark the C of G. But as you extend the gap here, it also pushes the rod out here. So this rod, if you put it at the leading edge, will mark where you need to put your C of G. And I've just marked them on both sides. Quick recap. I've put a 3-cell 1000 mAh battery in here. I've got an AR 620 on the side. Speed control is where it should be. All the wiring's in. So let's see what the C of G is like. Now I have marked it at 45mm here, and on this wing here. It's actually 1.5 centimeters from this panel line. So let's see where we measure at. You ready? And that's it. Well, that looks dead level to me. You're looking at it from a funny angle, but it looks pretty level. So I might be tempted to put 5 grams of sticky weight just next to the battery here, which is basically 45mm forward of the centre of gravity at the wing root. Might just put a thin piece of iron there. That is brilliant. Wow. So the only thing I've got to connect up now is the elevator. Okay, let's do a bind. Everything's set up ready, the props off. Don't know if you'll be able to see this. The receiver's here. Let me zoom in. This is the receiver, this is the stabiliser. Oh, it's flashing.
Binding. DSMX 22 milliseconds. Telemetry. Bind complete.
Okay. So that's the bind. Let's see what we've got. No throttle. Throttle cut off. Got throttle. Good. I'll call them out as I make the movement. So that's right aileron, which is incorrect. So I'm going to have to reverse that. Right aileron, left aileron. Good. Up elevator, down elevator. Good. Right rudder, left rudder. Another good. So the only thing I've had to change were the ailerons. Right. Now let's see how this gyro works. So that's fast flashing. And that's what I call AS3X. So what we have here is momentary movements. So this is buffeting. This is levelling out buffeting. So that's AS3X mode. Now if I switch it to slow flash, that's completely off. You're on your own. Now if I switch it again, it's now on solid. That's stabilised mode or beginner mode. It's quite hard to get it in frame, but if I zoom out a bit, you can see this aileron has come up. That would make the plane come this way. That aileron is now level. If I tip the plane this way, the aileron is going down, which means the right aileron's coming up, which means the plane wants to go back this way. That's the same for the elevator, so that is all good. That all works. It's perfect. I have a nose wheel adjustment to make because the nose wheel is skewed slightly to the left. Let me make that adjustment. That's it. Prop back on. Actually, while I've got the prop off, so this is the prop hub. What we do is split it in half. This is the back half. This is the front half. And so we push that into the back bit of the hub, and the moulding of the prop fits perfectly. We then get our front part, and that basically goes over the top, and that's it. But the fit is perfect. Now this is flanged, and it locks into the motor. I'm going to go and put that on now. The motor has two flattened pieces which line up with this. There we are. Then we have the spinner that we just screw on. Now this has got some marks on it because I had to get medieval on it. I had to put a spanner on it, a wrench and a pair of pliers to get it off. There, now I want to see it spinning. So let's get this switched on. Okay. Let's get this connected. I might have to cut those cables down a bit. Oh, it's got loads of power. Throttle cut on. There we are. That's jolly good. It's perfect. The CMG is perfect. The plane is perfect. It's been a dream to work on. It's so pleasant. I don't normally give aircraft scores, particularly in the build process, but I'm going to make an exception for this one. What a joy. I had half a turn on the elevator clevises, connected them, and they're perfect. The rudder was already connected, perfectly lined up. The ailerons were already connected, perfectly lined up. Unbelievable. So nice. It is worlds apart from the FMS 0. You would think they're two completely different manufacturers. Even the quality of this foam is superior to the foam on the 0. As for the CMG, at the wing root from the leading edge 45mm back, it is perfect. Okay, you could argue yes, but you went for a 3S and not a 2S. If I'd used a 2S, it would have been slightly tail heavy. But for me, I wanted a 3S on it. Not much more to say about it, although I'd love to sing its praises all day. Cockpit, I mentioned before, earlier, the canopy cockpit, it does have instruments on it. It's not just a piece of grey, and there's a pilot in there. What more could you ask for? Very good, very nice. It's a big aircraft for an 800mm. It's got a presence to it. The body's bigger than you would expect. I'm really looking forward to flying this. Yeah, I'm just so pleased with it. Yeah, I won't hesitate to give this a 10 out of 10. So thanks for watching, everyone. Stay safe, stay well, and I look forward to you joining me on another video. Cheers.